Yeah, then. Shields are not yet running, because that only gives us 3 hours when the shields are booting up. My god, that uses a bit of juice. Okay, when the shields are booted up, we're here with 332 hours of runtime. Awesome. Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to Let's Play Empyrion Reforged Eden 2. I'm 7-Foot Dust Bunny, and today, as you may remember, we are still in the scrapyard. We have some items to grab off here and take apart, and we're going to take one of these as well. So that is the plan of stuff to rob. But first things first, we're probably going to have a little upgrading session here. Let's turn the old light on, make that a bit easier. And yes, let's have a look. Medium. Excellent. So for example, here I want to put one of these in there. This is again a medium. So what I'm going to need to do is connect myself up to somewhere I can put stuff. Not probably the dump box, although that is not to be. Oh yes, and finally I will remember. It is something I have mentioned for ages and ages, and I would like to thank here, I think it was Divine who came up with this. We're going to call this ship the White Star, which is a reference to Babylon 5, and I am all game for that. It's not quite the White Star from Babylon 5, which I will probably put a small picture of up on screen, which was awesome, but you know, I enjoy the reference. So thank you very much for that. And yes, this one we will attach. Let's not go to the dump box. I think in completed blocks here we now have a bunch of thrusters. Yep, so we can connect to there, connect ourselves up, and I'm gonna grab these ones that I don't need. Yoink. I believe I've turned the okay. I believe I'd turned the shields off. I have not turned the shields off. I turned the weapons and turrets off and the signals off. Don't know why I've done that. Okay, better. There we go. Take the shields off here. This one, oh, I thought I. Oh, that might be problematic because I thought I'd taken one of the big ones already, and I was gonna have a bit of an upgrade session, but I'm not sure now if I've got what I need. Okay, I do have what I need to go in this slot, which is going to be a sloped version of that, and then I just need to make sure it goes back here far enough. Come on game. One more. I think that is that one. No, it's that one. That one? Yes. And then I might end up adjusting this black bit, but I kind of like it as is. I might have to give this some color to sort things out, but other than that, that's fine. We'll just turn the thrusters back off, so that's got us a bit more forward thrust. Here on the side, why are you not a white block? Why does this keep happening to me? I swear I fix these blocks, and then I come back on, and the blocks are just changed. I swear to God. Still, let's grab one of those tools, and then we can fix some of that as we go around at the same time. Thank you, and thank you. And then we can work out later if we're going to make those a different color, which I would be tempted to do, but Not at the moment. I might make them, you see, I'm tempted to make it like that in there. And go, chug, chug, chug. But, oh god, I can't do that because the stupid cargo block things, which don't actually take any sensible block shape, which is very annoying. But nevertheless, is the case. So, medium, 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 fine. Let's just run down here, and we've got medium, medium, not medium. So we need these to be medium. This is probably, I haven't checked, this is probably going to hurt our limit for CPU, but I think I'm not sure if I've installed it yet, the extra CPU. Where are we with CPU? We're efficiency 100%, allocated 200, but we've got 300,000 available, so we've got a bit more. Okay, where are you? Complete blocks there. Right, and medium, please. Yep, there we go. I would like a bunch of those, and these can be large thrusters. I don't have large thrusters at the moment, so they're not going to be large thrusters, but they can be large thrusters. The same in here. We're going to need a bit more braking thrust, so these can't be large thrusters. These need to be mediums, but nonetheless they can indeed be mediums. What I'm actually thinking to do here is tweak it like that, and then like that. Give it a little bit of shape. Yeah, like that. And then we'll go the same the other side. Oink, oink. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of an episode of building modification and looting of those ships. So if that doesn't float your boat, I am sorry, but that is going to be pretty much what this episode is about on the most part. It's going to upgrade our maneuverability. It's... oh dear. Oh my god. Sev, your mouse is being far too sensitive today. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit warm there. Fair enough. That's that. Oink. Yoink. There we go. That's that. Got a bit more braking thrust right there. So these... ooh, those we have to have a look at, because these are destined to be just smalls, but I think if I remember rightly, like these ones here, where I can open this up, no, here I don't have space for anything other than small thrusters, but here I think I do. Here I think I have space for mediums. I do. But I need to turn the O2 off inside, so I've got to remember that's going to hurt the plants for a short period of time, so I need to get that back on again fairly quickly. But just a tip, if you are having to do this to your ship, don't just cut it open. Do actually... right, that one I'm actually going to keep as a small for now. Because if I make it, I don't know, or I might have to make this one a different shape. I mean, you could have a hidden thruster in here. I could make this like a, yeah, tempting. Let's take that, and then we'll grab... oh, we've got some in our inventory anyway. So if I grab that, and then grab it as corner block. Yoink. and do the same there. That will allow me to walk past it if I want to, and then change this thruster out, which would be more efficient for braking thrust, because we are still going to be a little bit light on braking thrust no matter what we do here, but that's going to help because that means I can get into this service area essentially, and we can grab that pattern, chuck that on there, chuck that on there, yoink, yoink, beautiful. And yeah, I can decide if I'm going to change things up there. So yeah, a tip, don't just carve open the side of your ship if you've got to put new thrusters in, because it wastes a lot of your O2. And if you want to preserve your O2, what you should do is go and turn your oxygen off and then carve open your ship. Yoink. Yoink. And, for example, yoink. Now, do bear in mind, if you have plants, this is going to obviously negatively impact your plants. Now, for a short period of time, it'll be fine. But for a long period of time, not so good. So, the best option is to get on with it. So, let's tweak those in, like so. And that will seal us back up again. And we should be able to turn the oxygen back on again. And we'll turn oxygen straight back on. And we're good to go. But that should now give us a bit more maneuverability. Let's have a look here at the statistics. I mean, we're still not hyper maneuverable. I mean, I'm not quite sure why they're up and down. I think that's because the thrusters are off. So if we turn all the thrusters on for a second, then you'll see, yeah, we've got a lot more maneuverability. Our deceleration is not fantastic, only 14 meters per second, but not too bad, not too bad. Anyway, we'll turn this back off. No, not weapons, turret, there we go. Turn this back off, that will keep the power a bit under control. We're over CPU limit, but that shouldn't be a problem long term because we're going to get a CPU extender from over here. So that's modification part 1 done. We will have a little run through and loot of these for juicy bits, but what we need to do is have in our inventory, we have a colonist salvage license ×2 here. So we will grab this switch, and that will blow that up, and this ship is now ours. So we can go in as we see fit, and that's weird. Okay, and here we go. The ship's ours. Doesn't look like there's massive amounts of stuff in here. Okay, nothing there. We can obviously grab juicy bits if we want. Not like that, because I didn't put the salvage core in like an idiot. But nevertheless, you can just grab stuff. I'm not used to it being called the White Star all of a sudden. And there are a few nice little things you can get here. As it happens, some ammo. Nothing wrong with that. Constructor here. Med bay. Nothing else hugely exciting, I think, in this one, by the looks of it. There is a basic extender. Now, I almost took that then. That would have been foolish. I think you're limited on basic extenders to 1, aren't you? We'll check that in just a moment. But yeah, my understanding is you're limited to 1, I think, on basic extenders. So what we'll do is we'll grab this, check that down there, and we'll grab this one and we'll plonk it up here. Hopefully we won't accidentally shoot it off when I start harvesting this shit. But now we can go in and take that basic extender and we can check. But yeah, I think we're limited to 1. Let's grab that. So if we now look into our thing, we have a basic extender. Maximum amount 2, okay. Do I have 2 or do I have 1? I will have to check. So this, we've obviously taken this, we're okay. We can go in and even grab the shower if we want. I tend to go around, you don't have to do this, you can just gun it with the multi-tool and just basically gun your way through. But I would have a tendency to grab the juicy bits first, just to make sure I don't do something stupid like accidentally blow the core off and then ruin some of the bits I want. Now, of course, if we find any large ion thrusters, we could consider putting those in the back. This advanced we don't actually need, so we could sell that to get some of our money back. Did I see? No, that was just a weird view there. Okay, and of course we can grab thrusters. But I think most of this is just antennas and things like that. There's nothing else particularly exciting on this one. Obviously there's a flak turret which we can lay our hands on. And there's a matter transceiver. Nothing too exciting. I think that's it for exciting McGibbles. We'll have a quick look in the side here, see if this one has anything. No. So yeah, we'll load up with parts, but these I'm not going to stick on the capital vessel yet, just purely because they're quite CPU heavy at 15,000. And I believe in not too long we're going to go and grab another CPU. But I'm probably going to go and take this one apart. Let's see here a second, just check our devices. Under CPU we've got one basic extender. I don't see a second basic extender, so let's just run the auto group a second. And we'll check. So we don't have a second basic extender installed, which obviously we can't put here. I mean, I could actually move that back one. No, I can't, because that's a boarding ramp. But I could take it out and put it there. So for example, I could take that one out and put the basic extender in here. Chugga chugga chugga, where are you? This is completed blocks. And basic extender here. So this one going in. Let's make it the same orientation as that one, please. Yoink. And in it goes. That's going to boost our CPU up again, and that should now have us, we're now back to 100% efficient. Lovely. And what's even better is we'll probably be able to afford to put the other, whatchamacallit, the other energy thing. Oh god, I don't know what they're called now. This thing. The other one of these. What they called? Standard plasma turbine. Be able to put the other plasma turbine in that end which will also help us on power, which should give us infinite power when we're here with the engines off. And probably with the shield on as well, we'll have nearly infinite power, which will be wunderbar. Right, I'm going to strip this one down completely, and then we'll go and have a look at the other ship, which also, I believe, has another one of these McGibbles to give me. Okay, with that ship now completely deleted, it's time to... Firstly, we'll grab these bits over from a few bits I grabbed in the harvest controller. These are the bits we picked up. We actually found an improved large generator, we found another advanced ion drive, and various goodies. Now I'm going to put these in completed blocks for now, and then later on I might decide to fish out any bits I'm going to run through the deconstructor, but I'll consider that later. For now I'll just dump all these in there. And these are the major heavy bits. Obviously, quite a few of these I'll probably sell to try and make backup funds. But hopefully now, we're actually going to be able to move relatively easily over to this guy, who's our next target. Let's get a little bit closer, and that's as close as we can go. Fair enough. Now, we'll go over, and the other thing I need to grab, because I accidentally did delete my salvage core in the process, so I need to go over to completed blocks, which is here anyway, and I should be able to pick up a salvage core in there. Yoink. I did make a couple, just in case. So, we've got one last license. So let's go and grab this ship. Choink. There we go. And let's go and tag down the salvage core right here to make sure I don't forget that. And the first thing we can see here, which will be on my list to install on my ship, will be, let's have a look, completed blocks. Let's make sure I'm linked back up to it, because this is going to be heavy. Is this huge ion drive? This is a 3x3 again, not standard. This is a 3x3, not an advanced either, but there you go. There's some containers here, medium armor, and a few bits of crap. Okay, let's have a look what else we've got. I thought this had a big drive on there. Did it not? Is it just these? Ah, that's a shame. I thought this had a 5x5, which is what I was really after. I thought those were 5x5s. They're not, and I don't think these Talviras harbor 5x5s either. So that's a shame. So we're not going to pick up any 5x5s. Sad but true. Never mind. So we'll reconnect to the logistics while we're here. Completed blocks, thank you. Let's reconnect, and we'll grab these antennas. Not that I'm worried too much about those, but we'll blast our way through. We'll take that radar dish as well, and we'll take the captain's chair. One thing you may think I forgot from last time, I did not actually forget. Ooh, data pad. Nice. Okay, so that's one way to get data pads. I did not forget to pick these up. I just remembered off camera. So, not to worry. but I did actually remember to pick them up. So we'll pop down through oxygen generator, or oxygen health pack, matter transceiver, happy days. Right. Nothing else, but there should be, he says, if I remember rightly, right back here, there should be, here we go, an improved CPU extender. This is what I really wanted. I mean, there was obviously a full set at one point, but, you know, you can't ask for too much for your salvage core, can you? Sorry, for your salvage license or whatever. There you go, let's grab those bits. Let's just see if there's anything else particularly juicy. Let's come down to this level. Okay, yoink. Yoink, medical devices. So we will now have a full set of medical devices on board. Not sure what Q means on here. Obviously had a meaning for the ship designer or producer or whatever. But clearly means don't remove. But there doesn't seem to be much else here of particular use. There's some deco blocks and things like that, but I'll pick those up when I scoot through and grab everything. But I think that's it on the most part. So we can have a quick look here by looking at the salvage ship. We have a freezer with some delicious looking spoiled fuel in it. A colonist mining contract, copper and silicone, used to start mining contract mission. Place in your personal inventory, then start the contract in the PDA under contracts. Keep the contract, you will need it to complete the mission. Huh, interesting. I have to see whether that is mining contract available. Oh, sweet. Okay. And some oxygen, which might actually come in handy, but probably not going to worry about. What do we got here? Couple of, so we've emptied those out anyway already because we missed those, and we've got a couple of small constructors that we can take apart, and that looks to be about it. So in the short term, I think as for decking out this ship, I'll have to decide whether I'm going to build a giant ion, because I don't think I've got one. Here we've got, I mean, these are advanced, you see, and those are ion drive. So that's 3x3x6. Oh no, these are the 3x3s. Okay, sorry, it's not 5x5, it's 3x3s. There we go, so that is the 3x3 that we wanted. So if I literally go and turn the shields back off again, the other thing I'm going to want on my bar is going to be... Where are you? Here. CPU extender. So, one CPU extender. Yoink. Beautiful. I should really make those match, and I like that side. So, can you please, Mr. CPU extender, come here? And if you don't mind, we'll put you back in the same orientation we just put the other guy in. There we go. Wink. Or the opposite orientation, to be precise. There we go. Much cooler. And then this one is probably a little bit warm in here, so we need to be a little bit careful. Right. Right, there we go. Yoink. And And that's the maximum height you can go, isn't it? Because I don't think we can take that block out. So that's the maximum height you can go. Yoink, and in. And there we are. Now we have maximum lift available to us. So now I'm going to turn the thrusters off for now, because obviously they're consuming a reasonable amount. So turn the thrusters off, and that takes us down to the 0.6 kilowatts with thrusters off. The turrets off takes us down to 0.2. But we'll keep turrets back on. What we should have as well, I believe somewhere we have in completed blocks, don't we have another plasma turbine? Oh look, in completed blocks here we have quite a few materials as well. Let's move those across to where they belong, so things don't get confused here. I thought we had another plasma turbine. That's one thing I wish we had, was that's a large shield boost. Was it like a search feature? I had a feeling we had a plasma turbine, but okay, clearly we don't. I will have a look to see if I have one kicking around somewhere, but I don't think so. So yeah, that's a shame. I thought we had a plasma turbine. Sad times. I'm sure we could probably knock up a plasma turbine, to be honest. It's not going to be out of our reach right now. So let's turn this one on and knock up a plasma turbine. Standard plasma turbine. Easy peasy to come by. Let's get that. And let's look at these. So in all honesty, right, the med bay is there. Here I'm tempted to put one each of these. I don't love it sticking out like that. It doesn't quite look right, but sure, why not? And that one can go there. And then let's consider, do we want to put vertical med bays, horizontal med bays? I mean, could probably put it like that. Is it going to look alright? Yeah. Do one there, and we'll put the other one here. It's kind of going to block the other med bay, isn't it, really? You probably could walk around it. You know, my temptation is to put it over here. I mean, of course, radiation would be a minor issue in reality, but as is, not going to be a problem, because in fact it's probably going to block us from walking into the radiation too much. So you walk through here, but you can get yourself med bayed up. If I need to, then we're all sorted. And here we can now grab our plasma turbine, and we'll chuck that plasma turbine in place. So find the doorway. Find the doorway, man. And right, one plasma turbine. I think that's the same way around I had the other one. Let's hope it is. I can't get out that gap, can I? I'm not sure if it was. You can guarantee, knowing my luck, I will have got it the wrong way round, and they won't match. I am correct. I did get it the wrong way around, and they do not match. However, I think the other end looks cooler, so we will end up switching the other one around in position. Oh, and it appears we missed a couple of medium thrusters here off the back. I mean, these could actually be large thrusters, truth be known, because you could go like a large or something, but probably gonna go medium, and then don't love it. Would have been better if it was a large. We'll go medium like that for now, and that will give us a bit of extra thrust. And again, you can put large in there, giving us extra forward thrust if we needed it. But there, we've got loads of lift thrust now. It's a shame we haven't got any large thrusters, but out of the thrusters we've got left, depending on what we can sell, we now know what we can sell. So if we have any we can't sell, can't get rid of by selling them, I will be very tempted to deconstruct a few of them and possibly make a few large thrusters, you know, to give myself the boost, because we know we can take large thrusters in here and we can take a couple in the back, but basically the large thrusters in here would be there to give us the good turning, and we can actually accommodate some large thrusters in here as well in order to give us better braking. Anyway, with that, I think we're going to have to take apart this ship. So I'll take this one apart and we can see what else we've got, and probably hook up a few turrets that we got kicking around, as we probably now have the CPU to do that. If we quickly go yoink, we now have lots in the CPU bay, and our total CPU is now 410, so we are good on our CPU numbers by quite a margin. And as you'll see by the power situation, we almost have infinite power here when we stop without shields on. We'll let the shields boot up and we'll just have a look at what we've got. While I'm here, I'm gonna grab a bit of a lung full of O2. And where are we at then? Shields are not yet running, because that only gives us 3 hours when the shields are booting up. My god, that uses a bit of juice. Okay, when the shields are booted up, we're here with 332 hours of runtime. Awesome. So we're basically got, with the thrusters off, we can leave this thing on a planet just waiting for us for a very long time. And under this current situation as well, I mean, we're a little bit sluggish, but we're pretty heavy at the moment. So let's jump into the turret. Oh, yeah, because we're a bit heavy, I've gone a bit far. But we're not that sluggish, even going down. So, of course, when we want to, we would be able to upgrade our thrusters to plasma thrusters. We have got plasma thruster parts, so we'd probably select that by choice based on what we needed. Right, I'm going to deconstruct this one. Okay, now the second ship is deleted, and yet we are feeling a tad on the sluggish side, I'll be honest. As you can see, like, our maximum is 24 meters a second sideways, and Yeah, we're a little bit slow to rotate, but it could be worse. I'm going to go over and we'll see what we can sell up and how much money we can make. For now, we'll just have a quick look at my personal inventory and see. I've got a balance of 63,000 credits. Now I'm going to assume I'm going to add to that for my credits. And then I'll show you what I get. I'll also show you quickly the harvest container full of a bunch more things. We picked up a few more credits by the looks of it. And a few more bits, but yeah, we've got a lot of bits in the actual completed blocks as well. So like I say, I'll see what I can sell off and we'll see how much wealth we can generate. But I think that's going to be it for the salvaging. Not sure about that ship over there, the colonist ship. Might have a look at that one off screen, decide if we do anything with that next time. But I think I'm salvaged out for now. I'll be interested to go and see if we can complete that mining contract. Now we actually have mining lasers as well. And to be fair, while we're a bit sluggish, and I can see we're not going like full top speed, we are carrying 2 ships in our hull, so that's not nothing. Right, let's see. Hello, sir. You only take small stuff, don't you? So yes, and you, sir, you take large stuff. You take generators, fridges, and things like that. Right. Let me go do some selling, because this will take a while. Okay, so with most of the basic blocks sold, we're up to 201,000. However, I still have quite a bunch of these blocks to sell, which I'm sure are going to be larger ticket items here. And we have a couple of advanced. They don't even take the ion drive by the looks of it, which is just mahoosive. But there we go. So we've made almost 200k. If I filtered through, perhaps gave them the RCS, which I've got, which I'll probably deconstruct for parts and a few other bits, I could probably get it all the way up to having made 200k for our endeavors. Obviously the ship's now significantly lighter. I still have 2,000 hardened steel blocks, which is just insane. We have some light missile turrets to slap on the ship. We have some drilling lasers to slap on the ship. We have some ship cannons to slap on the ship if we wish. Whether we can afford all that on CPU, not entirely sure. But we're definitely going to slap the drills on. I mean, my plan was just to put drills on it full stop, but actually I don't need to, do I? I don't need the drills, because I've got the multi-turret drill. So, interesting. I might deconstruct those, because they have advanced upgrade kits in them, which would obviously be highly useful. So I think that might actually be what we do with those, because whether we can sell them or not, I don't feel like we'll get what they're really worth. And as I say, they have advanced upgrade kits required to make them, so we should get those back if we deconstruct them. On placing these, we can have light flak turrets or retractable missile turrets. what I'm liable to do is put a missile turret on and a flak turret somewhere else. Honestly, I thought I had another mount somewhere down the side here. I'm tempted to stick flak turrets on there. I mean, there are obviously points here we could also mount weapons, like here. We can mount something. And there should be room to mount here and here as well. So this would be the kind of place I would slap a flak turret and a flak turret, and I'll probably put another flak turret somewhere down the back here. Yeah, interesting. Not quite sure where I put those. Might be able to tuck one in somewhere around here. Didn't put that many mounts for weapons on it because this isn't supposed to be a warship. Anyway, there's a bit of colouring to do on the ship, and that is going to be it for our salvage endeavours, I suspect. I do like having a nose at that one over there, but I don't think I'm going to take it apart. I just want to have a nose at them. And for next time, I don't know, I'm interested in this mining contract and checking that out, and obviously we had some semi-quest stuff that we were going to look at doing. We were going to head to a certain planet, I can't even remember what it is, but I will look at that between episodes, so join me again next time for that. Thanks a lot for watching, see you soon.